What's up, guys? Welcome to my backyard and welcome back to another episode of Riff Revival. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. No super sick guitar intro, just me in my backyard with a couple of announcements. If you want to skip forward to the result of this week's riff, I'll leave a link for you in the description in the chapters, but I highly recommend you don't do that because you're not going to want to miss one of the announcements I have coming up because you could win something cool. Today I decided to do something a little special for this week's episode. Come here, Frank. Frankie, come here. Hey, Bob. Come here, Bob. Okay, you sit down on that chair. Okay, lay down. So for this week's episode, Frank, I think he had to go pee. So today was a beautiful day. I thought I would come out here and make a video restringing a guitar and also going over what this video is about. 10 episodes ago, I started a series called Riff Revival where my plan was to revive old riffs from the graveyard. And if you know me, I've been horrible at staying consistent with content over the past few years. And it's honestly because after I stopped touring and got out of Erra, I started a family and I kind of just started focusing on my life, just getting my life together and growing up. My main thing was I never wanted to give up on music, so I kept doing it. Along the path, I tried many different things and failed at a lot. 10 episodes ago, I didn't expect it to take off like this. We're only on the 10th episode. My channel is still very small. I've seen more growth on YouTube than I have in anything else that I've done, but YouTube has been great. You guys have been giving me a lot of great feedback on all of the stuff I've been doing lately. To say thank you for sticking around for 10 episodes, I'm doing something a little special. Let's get into it. For this week's Riff Revival, I'm gonna be using this bad boy. This is the Jackson Dinky. This is a $180 guitar. Very cheap guitar, but it sounds great. Kind of wanted to restring it and use it for this week's episode. And also, I'm gonna be doing a little bit of a giveaway. Since you guys have been really awesome to me on YouTube for the past 10 episodes, to say thank you to you all, I'm doing a giveaway. So I'm giving away 2 Sweetwater gift cards, $50 gift cards, and also 2 copies of my guitar MIDI plugin, Axure. If you want to put your name in the hat for that, all you have to do is leave a comment on this video. Oh my gosh, bees, dude, bees. And I'll choose 2 people at random to get a copy of Axure and also a $50 Sweetwater gift card, just as a thank you guys, to show my appreciation for you guys sticking around on the series for 10 episodes and hopefully 10 more, 100 more. I have a set of Clear Tone strings. Now, Clear Tone sent me their heavy series 10 to 56 for 6-string and 7-string. I don't own a 7-string yet. We'll talk about that later. The 6-string set is 11 to 56 for drop tunings, heavy series. This company's based out of Utah. I heard that they had coated strings and they don't fray, they last longer. They're similar to String Joys, which I love String Joy. I pretty much just use String Joy and Diodario strings, but I wanted to give Clear Tone a try and see if they're any good. Bees. We have a bunch of exciting things. We have a giveaway, we have Clear Tone strings, we have the Jackson we're stringing up, and also another great surprise. I got 2 more surprises. One of them is today's riff is gonna be my entry into Nick Broomhall's riff contest. He's giving away a Nano Cortex, which is pretty cool, and some Neural DSP plugins. I figured I'd try my hand at that. I'm not sure I'm gonna win, but might as well try. Come here, friend. Come here. Come here, bub. Come here, bub. There you go. Ugh. Just got mud all over my hands. Goodness gracious. That's bees, dude. I like karate chopping the bees. And the second surprise I have for you guys is the Quad Cortex by Neural DSP. I got one of these bad boys and I was excited to try it out, and we're gonna use that on this episode as well with the Clear Tone strings, Jackson and Quad Cortex, Nick Broomhall contest, Sweetwater gift card giveaway. So much in this video. This is money out of my own pocket. This video is not sponsored by Clear Tone or Neural DSP. This is just me, out of the goodness of my heart, just doing something for you guys. These strings, I can't remember, kind of a few months old. We're just gonna go ahead and get them off. So this Jackson model, it came with a tremolo bridge and it's got a whammy bar to it. The Dinky series, the low end model, is very unstable in the tuning, so I'm not gonna be using the whammy. My plan with this guitar was to mod it out, so I was going to change the spring on the back and also put a locking system here and maybe change the pickups. I actually do like the Jackson stock pickups. They're not bad. They're kind of beefy. So I may end up just keeping the Jackson pickups. They sound really good. I was excited for the new Volume single. By the time you see this video, the single will already be out. So y'all go listen to the new Volume single. I know we just got done with the Volumes Riff Revivals. Okay. Now this guitar needs a setup like crazy. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and string it up out here, and then I'll do a setup on it afterwards. The action is very high, which I didn't mind at first. I do like a lower action, so I probably will adjust that. And as I said before, I really appreciate you guys sticking around on the series this far. It's honestly pretty cool to see all the feedback and all the people enjoying my riffs. Being able to do this has been really fun. My main goal with my business, and also just me in general, I want to help people. I want to help musicians. That's why I do the content that I do, because I like helping musicians, whether that be with tabs, techniques, or lessons, or guitar programs. You know, it don't cost nothing to be nice to people and doing nice things just to do nice things. You do nice things for people, not for the expectation of getting something in return. You do it out of just the kindness of your heart. And I believe in that. Basically my motto. Even if I'm just giving away these little Sweetwater gift cards, I know it's not much, but it's a little bit of something I can do for you guys to show my appreciation. So we're gonna bust out the clear tone 11 to 56. Okay, that's cool. So they are color coded like Diodario strings, which I love because I hate not being able to tell what string it is. All right, on the inside of the package, they do have a labeling for the sizes and what string they are, so that's pretty cool. Very excited to try these strings because number one, I've never played with a coated string before. Maybe after today, I'll be a clear tone guy, we'll see. What do you see? Who's out there, Bubba? Go get him. Pretty nice to be out here in nature, restringing the old Git. The bees, dude. Dude, I hate bees, man. I hate any flying bugs. Any sort of flying bug, man, it's not my thing. If you're into flying bugs, man, I'm sorry. I think they're the devil. But yeah, like I said before, if you guys want to enter to win those Sweetwater gift cards, all you have to do is leave a comment. It could be anything, and I will choose 2 people at random. You don't have to say anything funny. You can literally just say, yo, or I wanna win that gift card, or whatever. It's gonna be a random selection, so. Also, I did have a chance to kind of test out the Quad Cortex. I was gonna make an unboxing video, but you know what? The Quad Cortex is like 5 years old, and there's plenty of Quad Cortex unboxing videos out there, so there's no need for me to make one. I think it would just be a waste of time. But I will make some Quad Cortex videos in the future, probably, along with some Helix videos, because I still have the Helix, and I do love the Helix. I think the Helix is really good. Maybe we can do a shootout between the Helix and the Quad Cortex. That would be fun. All right, we are strung up. All right, so here we are back in the studio. We're about to get started, but I noticed something. So I'm a big gamer, and I just learned that Metroid 4 Beyond just got announced and will be released this year. Originally, I was gonna write a riff from scratch. I love Metroid Prime. It's one of my favorite video games ever. A while back, I wrote a Metroid cover, and I never released it. I'm gonna revise that cover and make it into the riff for today. I already have drums laid out, so we're just gonna kind of rewrite things. Now I know that Nick said that this should be original riff. It kind of is. It's sort of a cover / original riff, so hopefully this is okay for the contest. If not, then we just have a cool Metroid cover. So the only thing I'm using from Metroid Prime is the start screen intro song, and I'm just gonna take sort of the core melody and rewrite it as my own. So here we are in the session, and all I have so far is just drums, and they sound like this. I don't want to show you the original. I just kind of want to rewrite it. The later half of this little section, I'm going to rewrite because I came up with a new riff. To begin with, it kind of has a long intro, so I'm only going to use a little bit of the intro into the main part of the song for the riff contest. But it is going to have sort of a full intro, just like the start screen for the video game. And also I wanted to mention that I did set up the dinky. I redid the action, so the action is a lot better. I used this little Dunlop string gauge I got on Amazon, and it's at 0.060 of an inch, all the strings. That's the action that I like on my guitar. Pretty low without any buzz. And then we got the new clear tone strings on this guitar, so pretty sick. And we're not going to be using the tremolo. It does have a spot for a tremolo bar right here, but we're not going to be using that. It just knocks the guitar completely out of tune. I have to order some hardware and change out some parts to get that to operate correctly. So we're going to be using the Quad Cortex. The Quad Cortex is pretty sick. I made a test tone with it. I will give you guys this tone for free if you just go to the Neural Cloud and look up Alan Rigdon and just add me, and then you'll see that I have my RigTone preset available for you to download for free. So if you want that tone, I'll leave a link for you in the description. I have the Fortin Nameless plugin. If you don't have the Fortin Nameless plugin, you won't be able to use this preset, but I did provide another amp here, which I'll show you in a second, that you can use if you don't have the Fortin Nameless X plugin. Here are the settings for that. And then on this one is going to be red EL34 100 watt. Those are the settings for that. You can enable and disable those amps whenever you do get the preset. So right here, I'm splitting the signal to go into two different cabs. The first one's going to be a 412 Stand OS V30. And then I'm mixing it with the Nameless cab M. And then I have a gate right before that. It's going to be the basic adaptive gate. And that's pretty much it. It's a pretty easy signal chain. It's my first tone. No real EQ or anything, just doing the amp settings for each amp. The Nameless amp is a little more high end. And then this one is more of straight up distorted rhythm tone. The EL34 100 watts is going to be high gain. And this one's going to be a little bit less gain. They sound pretty similar-ish, but you can toggle that Nameless off and enable that one. And we're going to be using this tone for this video. Now, what I just realized is I need a clean tone. I do not have a clean tone set up for the Neural DSP. I'll probably go through some of the presets and see what they have. That sounds mean. That's sort of the riff that I have in mind for the later half. For now, I do have to do a clean guitar. Let me see if I can find a clean guitar preset for this. Okay, so this is the US Twin Vibrato preset on the Quad Cortex. This is one of the factory presets whenever you first load up. It's preset 1C, and this is perfect for what we're going for. All right, so we're gonna track that. I gotta say, the tuner on the Quad Cortex is pretty awesome. It goes by cents. You're able to see exactly how far off you are by cents, which I love. We'll do the bridge pickup for this one. I think I nailed that one too. Just move these to guitar 3 and 4. So maybe I can do some delay on it. I feel like all of this is going to sound a lot better with the master on. That guitar tone actually sounds pretty good. It's pretty simple. The Quad Cortex is amazing. It sounds really good right out of the box. So if you're on the fence about buying one, I say you should invest in one because it's probably the best amp modeler out there. Oh, I like that. That's what I originally had for the original. So all I did on the Quad Cortex was I turned down the gain 1 and gain 2 to 2 dB instead of 7. I had both of them at 7. Then we get this little twangy little low gain sound, which I love. Dude, this hits so much harder now than it did before. I love it. Okay, so for this part, it's kind of a weird riff. That's the gist of the idea. Kind of fast, but it plays on the next part, which is... Woo! Okay, so that's the riff. It's really fast. Hopefully we can make sense of that, make it sound good and not sloppy. So this is just a rough idea of where we're going with this. So I'm gonna put some drums over it, some bass, and then we'll retrack guitars, add leads or whatever we need to do to end it. Hopefully it's a good enough riff for the contest. Okay, I'm thinking China, man. Just going straight China into this. Oh yeah, I can feel it, man. I think this is gonna be a sick riff. And then we go full time right there. Maybe the second time around do something else. Oh yeah, I like that little kick thing I just did. Okay, so I'll just do a little chug there to kind of pull it together. I'm gonna go through and tighten up the guitars and probably retract things here and there just so I can make sure the riff is super tight and good for the contest. First we have this riff. And I'm also probably going to add some synth, some layering in here because the actual track has some weird noises. I don't know if it has synth or not, but I'm just going to add some layers. What I think I'm going to do is program some guitars. Like I've said before, it just adds an extra push for the rhythms. Also, and show you guys what Axure can do, because if you're going to win a copy of Axure, you kind of got to know what it sounds like. So I love how crunchy the tone is, man. That has a little bit to do with, I think, a combination of things. The clear tone strings and the Quad Cortex. Sounds pretty sick so far. We're going to have a little bit of a different tone with the Axure, but it'll still sound pretty sick. Let me grab the old guitar. What I like to do is use different velocity layers for the chords. Put a release noise right after the chug, and also to have things sounding more natural. I don't like everything hitting the grid. Offset these notes to kind of give it that realistic strum feel. Make sure you're always putting your release noise after a chug. It gives it that more natural feel, like that finger stop noise. When you turn the velocity layers below 33, you get a tighter chug. Okay, so here we have Axure. This is what it sounds like so far. I gotta tab out the rest. Since you guys are going to have a chance at winning Axure, you might want to know what it does and what it sounds like. Okay, so this is Axure, and this is what it looks like. This is my Midi guitar plugin. So you can control input, pick attack, release, chug. You got neck pickup, bridge pickup, and then phase drive. So basically just add saturation and width. You're only going to want to use this button on dirty guitars. Don't use it on clean guitars because it'll obviously have a little bit of distortion to it. And then you have three choices. You got guitar 1, guitar 2, and stereo guitars. This is what they sound like, just Axure. So I'm going to show you guys what it sounds like with. Okay, so here are the other guitars with it. I'm just using Axure to add some width. It's basically like a quad tracking ordeal. Okay, so that's with the Fortin Nameless plugin. Okay, so this is my Helix Native. This is my patch that I use normally when I'm playing guitar. Before I got the Quad Cortex, this is what I was doing, but I'm still going to be using both Helix and Quad Cortex. But the amp I'm using, I think I'm using the Panama. Yeah, the PV Panama. Oh, okay, yeah, I turned the cab off because I'm using GGD Studio Cabs Contenders. I'm just using the Clayton King preset because he's my bud. I'm doing the same exact tone for both these guitars, and the reason why is to keep that width the same on both sides. What I'm doing with Axure is I'm just kind of widening the guitars with the real takes. Now I still have to edit the real takes. If you notice when I was playing through, it was a little sloppy, and that's because I haven't edited the takes yet. But for the final version that you hear at the end of the video is going to be fully edited tracks. But yeah, that's pretty much Axure. If you guys are interested in Axure, you can go to studysoundaudio.com and learn more about it there. And also you can have a chance to win Axure just by commenting on this video. I thought of a sort of lead to go over the ending part and also harmonizing some of the guitars. So my plan was to have it like this. So that is the solo over the ending. Now I'm going to do some piano and tighten up the mix, and then we're good to go. So I wrote a lead and I hated it and I took it out. So we're just going to go with a driving ending, and then I'll probably do another piano track with like effects and stuff, because I know that Arturia has some effects we can use, kind of give it that more authentic feel for the title screen. If you haven't heard the original, just search Metroid Prime title screen. That's basically the song that I'm covering right now. It's a video game song, so I'm not really covering it note for note. I'm just using some of the melodies to incorporate them into my own original creation. Okay, cool. Just a little subtle layer, just root notes basically. Now I have to find some sound effects. There's tons of stuff to look through. I don't want to waste a lot of time, but I'll try to find something. It kind of sounds a little bit like something we need. Okay, alien dirt. That's what we're gonna do. Alien scanner. Let's play that with the song and see if it works. Okay, that works. We can blend this stuff in. I kind of like that one for maybe like the later half. Oh yeah, that is cool. Okay, let's try that. I'm still thinking maybe one more too. We have a lot of ambience, maybe like an alien noise. Actually, that's perfect because there's something similar in the original that sounds like that.
Actually, that sounds very similar to the original song. I think I'm doing a pretty good job designing the sound for this song. I know this is literally just like nonsense right now, but I feel like this makes a difference. It's actually pretty similar. Now, I do need a snare sound. So I just need a couple of percussion noises. I could probably put some delay on the percussion. So I'm going to build this a similar sort of vibe from the original, and then I'll edit all of the instruments to be super tight. I think we'll be pretty much done after that.
All right, it's a new day, guys. All right. I did a couple of post-production effects. Just your basic cymbal swells and snare swells. An 808 here, and then an 808 at the end. And then the very end. There's a lot going on in this 1.5-minute clip, and it matches the vibe of Metroid Prime so perfectly. And then I did a sort of filter swell here at the beginning of the song. So the song is kind of high pass, low pass, 2400 hertz, and then 500 hertz. And then it kind of swells in the beginning of the song. My favorite part about this section is this right here. Sounds like Samus is just going to take off on her ship, and it just goes perfectly into the song. I think that was a cool little seasoning on top. I didn't go with the solo. I'll let you guys hear it here, but for me, I feel like it just didn't go. It's just too much going on. The idea of it was kind of cool, but you know, it just didn't fit the song, but I'll let you guys hear it. I mean, it's cool. I spent some time trying to think of that. Sometimes you got to cut the fat, and I think it still sounds pretty awesome without the solo. Okay, so I'm really proud of the intro of this song. I did not expect it to turn out this good. There's a bunch of noises going on and sound effects, like alien noises. I think I pretty much nailed it. So I went ahead and made a bus for the snare samples, and what we have for the snares are these right here. So all of those samples added together sound like this. I have a lot of reverb and delay on it, and that's because if you listen to the original, there's like left and right like sounds going on, alien noises and you know, all these weird noises and stuff. So all I did was I made a bus and named it sample effects right here. And I added an EQ in the mids, 1000 hertz. And I just did a 4.3 bump here just because like the snare had this very mid sound like breathy. I put some guitar pedals on it. So I got a GTR delay and reverb, set it to like super duper. Oh, and also the alien noises. Okay, so what I did was I panned them left and right because that's what happens in the original. I'm pretty proud of this, and it's pretty crazy how I just searched Arteria like for probably like an hour and found like the perfect sounds. Pretty happy with the way it turned out. Well, I'll let you go ahead and hear like the first little section. I'm pretty confident in my entry. Hopefully Nick thinks that this is okay to do sort of a cover. When I do covers, I don't really do like note for note and like section by section. What I do is I take like main melodies and I'll just like rework them into my own. It's more of like an original cover. So hopefully that is acceptable. But yeah, there's a lot going on. It's crazy that I put this much work into a tiny little section. But yeah, we're done. That's it. So the result is going to be me just doing the playthrough. All right, so here's the song. Thank you guys so much for sticking around on the series for 10 episodes. I'm planning on doing many more. And like I said earlier, if you want to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is leave a comment on this video and follow me and Study Sound Audio on Instagram. I'll leave something on the screen for you. If you don't follow me or Study Sound Audio or leave a comment, I can't give you the prize. So those are the terms. Pretty easy, pretty reasonable. I'll announce the winners for the giveaway on my next video, and then I'll reach out to you. I'm going to be posting this riff on Instagram using Nick Broomhall's hashtag for the contest. If you don't mind, go check it out. Give it a like, a comment. I would really appreciate that. Super stoked with how this riff turned out. Huge fan of Metroid, and I'm super stoked for Metroid Beyond to come out later this year. And also, like I said earlier, this video is not sponsored by Neural DSP or Clear Tone strings. I do like the strings. Overall, I think the string is really good. Only time will tell how long they last, so I'll have to give you an update on that in a few weeks. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff, and we'll see you on the next one.